Welcome to Part 2 of Plagiarism and Referencing. In addition to good original writing, using a consistent referencing style is the next step to strengthening your research and getting a good grade. Today in Part 2, we will recognize correct Harvard referencing style and meet RefWorks. First, let's make sure we know the difference between a citation and a reference. A citation, or in-text citation as it is sometimes called, is a short marker of the source of the idea you have paraphrased, summarized, or quoted in your paper. Harvard citations are called author date citations and look like this. The reference is the full description of the citation at the end of your paper that helps the reader find the source where you got the idea. There are specific rules for how many authors to include in an in-text citation. This makes sense if you consider that in-text citations are included in your word count. If you have up to 3 authors, include all 3 in the citation. If you have more than 3, use the first author only plus et al. Note also the rules related to quotations in your text, which are also included in the word count. Long quotations are not used in science papers, so we recommend that you follow the rule of less than 3 lines, as described here. Page numbers are included in the citation if you use a direct quote or paraphrase an idea from a specific page. So how do we lay out a Harvard reference? The most important thing to know is that the reference format differs depending on what kind of source you want to reference. Journal articles, blogs, personal interviews, institutional guidelines, websites, YouTube videos, etc. all have a specific format that needs to be used. Here is a brief outline of the rules for creating the reference list at the end of your assignment from the citations you have included in your written text. I won't list them, but I will show you some basic examples. Please take a moment to look at these in your own time. Please note these 2 rules about the number of authors to be listed for a journal article with many authors. For this presentation, we use the rules listed in a book called Cite Them Right, and we recommend that these rules are correct as long as you use them consistently on your reference list. However, you may wish to ask your professor how many authors they want you to list if a journal article has more than 4 authors. In this journal article example, you can see 2 ways to incorporate your citation into your writing, with names of the authors in your text and date in brackets only, or authors and dates inside brackets. In your reference list, write out the word "and" between the authors, use single quotations around the article title, and capitalize the first letter of the title only. Always capitalize and use italics for the journal title. Add volume, series, and page number range as well. An online-only journal reference is similar to the previous one, but an article like this may have no pagination. Therefore, you must always use either a DOI or a URL and include the date you accessed the article on the web. Here is an example for a website. In this case, an organization, the British Red Cross, is the author. The year is when the site was last updated. You will usually find this information at the bottom of the website page. Next, italicize the name of the website and add available at, followed by the website address or URL. And again, you must add the date that you accessed the site. Here's an example of how to cite and reference a book by 4 or more authors. List the first author only, italicize the title and subtitle, and capitalize only the first word and any proper nouns. Follow it with the edition number, place of publication, and publisher. For a chapter in an edited book, list the chapter author with the date, title of the chapter in single quotes, followed by the editor and the title of the book, followed by place of publication, publisher, and the page range of the chapter. Last but not least, and slightly more complicated, if you're reading one author that cites the ideas of another that you also believe are important, you can cite those as well. It's always preferable to try and read the work of this other important author, but sometimes this is not possible, so you can cite them via the author who you did read. Use the phrase cited in and provide a page number like this. Here is a short example of what a text looks like with the correct citations inserted in it. And this is the reference list that would appear at the end of your paper. Remember that you must not include any paper in your reference list that you have not cited. Note that this list is alphabetical by author with no numbers. By now you may be asking yourselves why we need to give you all these tedious details when you may already know that there are numerous software programs such as RefWorks, EndNote, and Mendeley that will create references for you automatically. And the answer is yes, we understand your frustration. But we do this because bibliographical software is only as good as the data that goes into it and the people using it. Mistakes appear fairly often, and you will need to recognize and correct them. Sometimes you may need to use a reference that the software won't generate, in which case you may have to create it yourself. So the more you know about the components of a reference, the better your reference list will be. RefWorks is the bibliographic software used at University of Nicosia. All students can use RefWorks for free from wherever they are once they create an account. RefWorks allows you to save all your references in one place and enables you to insert citations into your paper as you write. It will also automatically generate your reference list at the end of your paper. Please visit UNIC Medical School's YouTube playlist for tips and tricks for using RefWorks. Thank you for watching. If you need more help, please follow the links listed here to find detailed referencing examples on LibGuides. Cite Them Right is the book source for all the info presented. You can find it on the shelf in the medical library. And, as always, you can also contact the librarians for further assistance.